Also, it's been repaired right next to it, so I think I'm going to cut out that repaired section. Because what that does, so if I leave that whole section in there, because it's rigid, like you can see right here, you see how it only moves right there. Nothing else on there moves. So, if it's rigid and it goes and it bends around it, right there could actually break. So I'm going to cut that off. It's only a tiny little bit, so it shouldn't really affect the length at all. I just got to get all the little sections out of there. Now I did leave some solder on there, because maybe we can just reuse the solder that was on there. We'll do that, and then I'm going to put a little thing of solder in the middle of it. One thing with chain repairs is less solder, the better, because that's what really makes it durable. It's kind of like glue. If you put a ton of glue on something, it makes it kind of brittle. It doesn't stay together nearly as well as like a little bit of glue that's well placed. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. I think if you just glue the crap out of something, it becomes solid. I think I'm just talking while trying to concentrate, and my concentration is taking over my talking, or taking over my logic. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna... Oh, it didn't flow to the bottom. That's fine, that's fine. Let's go like this. Put some of this on there. So that's flux. The flux helps the solder flow. Great, I lost where I'm soldering. Okay, right here. There we go. Now it flowed. So I want it to flow a little more over here. There we go. Maybe a little bit on this link right here. Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want this to like catch on someone's hair and then rip their hair out. Or worse, they break the chain. I don't know. Is that worse? Breaking the chain or ripping your hair out? I guess from a jeweler's perspective, breaking the chain is worse. I think that looks good. What's up, Akira? What's up, Cloud? Getting ready to sleep, but thought I'd still say hi. Well, thanks, man. Alright, so now we're done with the chains. So now let's go ahead and clean them up. We're going to go ahead and clean up the chains now. Let's just adjust that focus. What's up, Recovered Chemist? Hair is cheaper than gold. Exactly. Exactly. How's your ruby and emerald pendant working out? I hope you're still enjoying that. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we got to clean up these So I am going to put a glove on just because I hate getting polish all over my fingers. First one we're going to work on is the silver one here. So what we did here is we soldered the jump ring on this thing. We soldered that jump ring. So we just need to clean that up a little bit. Good! I'm glad you still love it. I don't know what we'd do if you didn't. Just got back from the gym. Man, I don't know when I will ever be able to go to a gym. Maybe when Sebastian's old enough and I can just go to like our community center and just have them like watch him. Then I'll be able to, right? Though you can do at-home workouts, I suppose. But right now, I mean, he's only a little over 3 months, so it's like, ugh. I need to like get some housework done. Oh, sorry. I guess I work a lot on this side of my bench pin. I should probably move this over. There. What's up, Mod Light? How are you, man? It's been a while. Hope all is well. Speaking of the gym, reminds you you've been practicing to do proper push-ups. Ooh, nice. Maybe we should do a workout stream where Ryan works out. The most boring stream ever. Just my asthma kicks in. Oh, guys, we can do this. Okay, so this has a pendant on it that I already did the, I already put the new bail on the pendant here. So I just gotta make sure that bail fits on here. Body pump, huh? I did some insanity workouts. Oh, look at that. It fits. Nice. I think we just gotta open it up a little bit so it goes on here nicely. But yeah, I did insanity for a while and I lost like 30 pounds. Now keep in mind you also gotta like eat well with that. And yeah. I actually really enjoyed it. Sean T, the guy that does the workout, is actually really, really good at what he does. Making you feel pumped. Alright, there we go. You see how that goes on there nicely? Perfect. You can send me a fantastic YouTube channel for science-backed workouts. Sure, I'll check it out, Yar. It is, I need to take time out and work on myself, Ryan. Made you a flat lap out of a potter's wheel. Ooh. That's awesome. How's it work? Body pump is high reps, moderate weight. Alright, cool. Gotta watch your heart rate on those workouts. I mean, when I did Insanity, I really enjoyed that. And, like, I never really pushed myself to the extent that they do in the video, but it definitely, it was a good workout, and at the end of the day, it felt good. Can I bring this down or up a little more? Let's see. Nope. You get one or the other, guys. If I go up here, it's too far. Down one. There. I guess that's all you get. Gotta get some rough gems. Try it out first. Making a Crabson machine. Crabson machine. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Okay, so I just gotta round this out here a little bit. This is just a silicone wheel. that takes metal off. So we're just kind of shaping this. Then we're going to polish it. Oh, cab machine. Plus you also try to make dop sticks as well. Yeah! I gotta order some, man. I've been meaning to order dop sticks for my Fastatron. And it's hard for me to do it when I keep thinking of the price of like $15 per dop. I mean, that's expensive. You know what I mean? It's a cab machine, alright. Like $15 per dop is kinda spendy. And here I am like, yeah man, I gotta buy this CAD program for $4,000. Alright, where's the job ticket for this beast? Oh yeah, this guy has got a pendant too. A nice little cross pendant. Ooh. Get that chain in there. So Friday we will be faceting, I think Friday we'll be faceting a sapphire. This Friday we'll be cutting a sapphire, so that'll be fun. I'm excited to do that and get that done. Got the ones I sent you, it's just been hell getting them made for the cost of brass. Yeah, I believe it. Close to finally just doing it? Well, I appreciate that, man. Ow! My back! Woo! Alright, now we have this other rose gold one here that we did. Remember, we shortened this to 22 inches, and we soldered it right here. So what do we got to do? Because if you look, I don't know if you can tell, but the jump ring's a little crooked, so we just got to straighten that beast out. Straighten that beast out! There we go. And then we gotta clean it up. Just like everything else, gotta clean it up. Shine it up. So again, this is my favorite tool for the handpiece, is the rubber wheel. It's just like kind of an aggressive silicone wheel with abrasive in it. And it just makes things so nice looking and smooth. And then when I go to polish it, it just shines up so quickly. So it gets all those deep scratches out and anything else. Got to work around how to get at least one of them made with the V-notch. The other you can do easily because all it takes is a drill bit. Oh, alright. Yeah, as long as they have to be perfectly straight. That's the only thing. Otherwise the gemstone will come off all funky when it gets cut. Okay, now I want to show you guys this. Let's see if I can zoom the camera in. Well, hold on. Zoom! Now let's see if the focus is good. Not quite, but that's okay. So if you look there, you see how that's open right there? We're going to close that so that jump ring doesn't come out. Now it's very easy to close it. You just need a pair of needle nose pliers like this. Or round nose pliers? I don't know, is that what these are called? Round noses? And all you got to do is you literally just put it in there like this. Where's my camera? You put it in there like this, and then you just go this way with it. So you just clamp and you just pull it just a little bit like that. You see how that closed it? I know it's kind of hard to see with all the reflections. You see how that closed the clasp there? And now it's good as new. You don't need a new clasp. You just got to close it a little bit. Now you don't want to do it too tight, otherwise the clasp won't open or shut properly. So you just do it just enough. And you don't squeeze hard, you just squeeze it just enough to hold the metal. Just like so. Just like so. You couldn't get it straight. You're holding one tolerance, so it will work once you get, when you're done, a bunch and send. Oh, well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I look forward to it. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and write down the work we did on the back of the ticket here. There we go. Now we got one more chain we worked on. This is the solid yellow gold chain. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it here. So what I like to do is I like to run it through a towel. This towel has a really loose weave on it. And what that does, and I run it in both directions, I see if it catches on the chain. Because if it catches on the chain, then that means it's going to catch on someone's hair. So like right here, let's see if I can zoom you in again. Woo! So like right here, let me see if I can actually focus it. Oh, it's such a tiny focus window. Right here. You can see it sticking up. Here, let me just like put it up here. Can I focus it up here? Man, okay, this camera's pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it. Does not like being zoomed in so far, though. There we go. But there's like a tiny little thing right here sticking up. Let's see if I can like turn it so you can see. You see that sticking up right there? That's catching. So I'm just going to grind that down a little bit on the other side there. And see if that fixes our problem. Whoa! Duke Saru! Thanks so much for the follow, man. Welcome to the Rough Crowd. How you doing? Thanks for joining. So we're just going to smooth that out so it doesn't catch. We're going to feel around for anything else that might be sharp. Sometimes the solder sticks up. Sometimes just like the chain sticks up a little bit. This will also allow us to be able to... I'm also going over the solder joints a little bit just to kind of smooth them out and blend them in a little bit. This will allow us to be able to polish it pretty darn well. You have a question, can you use beeswax for dopstick wax, or do you have to use... I use super glue to dop my gemstones on. I use super glue. Beeswax will just melt. It's too malleable. It's got to be something that doesn't move. So like epoxy, glue. There's even a like a Schleck that people use. Yeah, this is totally my theme song. Alright, so now we're going to polish this up. Whenever you polish a chain, you have to be very careful. Because it can catch, and then it'll whip you, and it's not fun to have chains stuck in your skin. So what I do, whenever I go to polish, is I loop it around my finger, and I hold it tight down here. So I basically make a loop, and I put my finger in it, and then I polish right on my finger, but I'm holding it tight. If you have any slack in a chain, that's where you run into a problem. Now, it does get hot, and that's just where, I don't know, you put it down. What's up, Alistair? I've had an apprentice, actually, try polishing a chain at the polishing wheel, like the super high RPM wheel, you know, that I polish jewelry at. And I've had to pull chain out of, like, from underneath their skin of their hand because it caught and whipped them and literally broke off in their skin. So yeah, you gotta know how to handle it. The chain. There we go. Now, so we fixed right there. You can kind of see where the curve is a little off on it. And we fixed another one right over here. That one looks a little better. It actually goes with the curve. This one's slightly off, but that's because that was a really awkward break. Your other question, can you reuse DOP wax once it's been used? You should be able to if you can melt it. Where it's already cut. You see where it's cut? We're just going to put it right in that crevasse. What's up, Jezebel? Thanks for joining. Oh, I'll show you a size down here, Alistair. This one's already been cut, so I'll show you. Okay, there. So you see the sun. I guess it's kind of bright. Let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. Ooh, this camera with the like focus is so finicky. There we go. Right there. Man. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this in alcohol and boric acid. And what that does, and then I'm going to light it on fire. And so what that does is it actually, there we go, I already lit it on fire. is it coats it. You see how it's coating it? And that covers it so that it doesn't oxidize. And then we're going to put some flux on there, good old flux. Now these are soldered together, but they shouldn't come apart if we do this right. Now we're just going to make sure the inside's soldered properly. Looks like it did. And now we'll let that cool down. Yes, the bark, well, and the alcohol. The alcohol, I think, is mainly what causes the flame, but it might be the boric in there too. All right, let's see what the next one is. Please add arthritis beads. Thank you. Okay, so this one we're putting some balls in the shank. Actually, this might be good. Okay, we're gonna try something again, guys. We're gonna try something. I have another camera here that I think would give us good angles on some stuff. Then yeah, it's probably the boric acid that's turning it green. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Alright, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we can get this. When we do these, I call them bishop bumps. Okay, let's see here. Hold on. So I call these bishop bumps. Hold on, I'll fix it. I'll fix this. And what it is basically you have two. There we go. Okay, let's fix this. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. Properties, configure. Let's adjust that focus. There we go, look at that. Yeah! Oh yeah! I dig it. I dig it. Okay. Okay, so what it is we take some gold. And what we do is we melt it down into small little balls. And what this does is this allows the someone with arthritis, because a lot of times your knuckles are bigger when you have arthritis than the actual part where the ring sits on your finger. So what this allows is for the ring to be bigger to get over your knuckle, and then once it's over the knuckle, the balls or the bishop bumps will sit in what I call the meat of your finger. So it'll sit kind of off to the side here like that, and you actually don't feel it at all because, well, it's all the way up here, and you don't feel it at all when you bend your finger or anything. It's actually pretty comfortable. It just helps to be able to have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt two things of rose gold, because it's a rose gold ring. And what I aim for typically, so sizing bumps can be hit or miss, because everyone's fingers and knuckles are different. So I typically aim for roughly 2 millimeters in diameter when it comes to them. So I need calipers, which are over here. Hold on. All right, calipers. Nice. About 2.5 millimeters on these. I think these look good for the ring. People with gout and arthritis have this done. Also, another thing that people do when they get this done is they also, if they have a really top-heavy ring and the ring likes to spin on their finger, if you put these in, it will keep it from spinning. Alright, so we need some easy solder. And again, we just kind of offset these in here. So I'm gonna kind of turn this like this. We're gonna do this side first. First, I'm gonna heat it up. See if I can get you guys a good angle here. There we go. I think that's pretty good. So we're going to heat that up, and then I'm going to put some flux in there. Again, the flux helps the solder flow and cleans the area. We're just going to kind of go here. There we go. Tweezers. Grab one of our balls. Make sure the solder flows to hold it in. Make sure it's nice and centered. It is. And there's a nice ball. Whoa! Hot ring! Hot ring! Woo! We're safe. Don't worry, guys. We're safe. I have had a ring go through my pants once because it fell like that, and it just went right through my pants. Ooh! I stood up dancing around so fast you won't even believe it. Whew! Alright, so let's put the other ball in. So now we just gotta kind of eyeball it. Get it? To figure out where it's gonna go. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all good. I actually, when I went out to do, to find contracts, and so I'd go and visit jewelry stores, right? And I'd tell them my services and how long I've been doing it and all that. And I actually went to one jewelry store, and I was wearing a shirt that I've had for a while. It's a nice, like, button-up shirt, you know. And I used to wear it to work, and the guy at the end of, like, me introducing myself and talking to him, and we have a conversation, he goes, I just want to let you know you have a burn hole in your shirt. I'm like, oh, now you know I'm a jeweler. All right, so here comes our final ball. Oh, come on. I don't know if that's centered. No, it's not. It's a little off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up and then just move it. There we go. Nice balls on that ring. See it? Ooh, whoa, whoa, hey! Where are we going here? There you go. You see how it's even? Between, well, it's a little crooked right now just because of the way the ring is to the camera, so it looks off. But there. So those will sit into the, those will sit in the meat of the finger. And so we're gonna let that cool off, and now we're gonna finish sizing or fixing this ring, which, excuse me, this ring we technically just finished. So I'll put it in there, and then we'll switch back to this camera. I gotta get like a foot pedal thing to switch cameras with. That would be nice. That would be nice. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring this up here. Fix that focus a little bit there. Just right there. So we got to put it on the mandrel. This is a mandrel. It shows you the different sizes on it. This needs to be a 5.5, right? 5.5 or 6.5? What is this supposed to be? 6.5. Okay, it scared me because it's already past 5.5. So, what I'm looking for, I don't know if this camera will show it, but you see how it kind of sticks out on the sides here? We want that to be nice and flush like the bottom. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You can really see. If you can see through the ring on the side here, it's not round. So we want it to be nice and flush like the bottom right here. So, but we got to be careful because this ring is hollow. And if I tap it on the hollow parts, like right here, then it'll dent it. So what you do is you tap it down the mandrel, and that will round it out. Now the other thing that is kind of weird with this ring, if you take a look at it, these outer rings are actually bigger than the center ring. And the reason, a lot of times the reason they do that is because they want those outer rings to be essentially level with the halo on that ring. So we had to size it up. I have my proper setup at work now. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I just got to do this to both sides. Make sure it's round. Nice and round. There we go. Nice. Okay, so now what we do is we got to clean up the sides. How's that angle? It's not a good angle over here, is it? I don't know if I can actually like I think we tried this before already, guys. If I move it up one, I guess that works. That works for the filing. So we're just gonna go like this. And what we're doing is we're just making the side nice and flush and flat with it. And we flip it over and do the other side. Now because the ring is like dips like that, because it dips, I'm not using the flat of my file. So this is called a half round file. So one side is round, one side is flat. So I'm actually using the round side of it because it contours with the ring. So it like goes down and up, down and up, down and up. I gotta remember staying in frame. And that allows the ring, because if I could use the flat one, but it won't file as well. Then we got to hit the outside here. Ooh, look at that, like that brightness. It hates the brightness. Sorry, it hates all that brightness. So I'm just gonna go like this, just to kind of even up the solder on the outside here before we put the lines back in. Now, as you can see, it all looks like one ring, right? To rule them all. So now we're just going to use a saw. We're just going to lightly cut lines into this. Because the solder filled in everything when we heated it up. So we just got to redefine each ring here. It doesn't have to be very deep. The saw blade broke, which is normal. Scared you. Let's put a new one on. Deja vu? Didn't see you do this last week. What do you mean? Put the lines in? I put the lines in last week. I always put the lines in, Hikira. Actually, I've got a bunch of rings that I need to QC too. Maybe we'll do some QC tonight. Alright, and then what I like to do, just to define the lines a little more, is I take... This isn't a very sharp file. This file is actually pretty dull. But it's sharp enough to still define the lines a bit more. So there, now, the ring has clearly... I don't know if my camera will actually show it. Clearly defined lines. Is that auto, or it's this manual focus thing, man? Oh, I gotcha. It's been quartered. Oh, sorry, Hikira. Sorry. Now we also got to clean up the inside. So what I use is a sandpaper disc, and then we just kind of make the inside nice and even and smooth. Ow, hot. Drop it on the ground. Don't roll over it. And then one thing that I like to do is I like to take the silicone wheel over where I filed, because when I go to polish, it makes polishing so much easier when I get all those deep scratches out at the bench. Also, when I use a silicone wheel like this, if there are any pits, which are basically the solder boiled when I heated it up, which creates a weak point, I can fix it. Instead of going through the whole polishing process and then having to fix it there. And then one thing also that I do is that you use the half round and you just lightly just go over the edge of where you filed it, because otherwise you got like a sharp edge there. So I'm going to go ahead and polish the inside of this real quick. For this, I like to put on my glove. Ryan, is there anything you can buy that would keep your ring from being loose on your finger? Yeah, actually, there's it's actually really inexpensive. There's like this it looks like a spring, like a really tightly coiled spring, but it's plastic, and you can just wrap that around the bottom of the shank. So this part on a ring here is called a shank. Like basically from here down is all the shank of a ring. And it's like a telephone cord, like an old school telephone cord. And it just wraps around the bottom there, and that'll give you the added size to keep it from doing anything. And you can order that online. I bet you it's like $1. It's very, very inexpensive and effective. Alright, so that's done. Oh, actually, hold on, it's not done. What we gotta do, anytime you size a ring or anything, we gotta check to see if there's any loose stones. So let's go ahead and check. Because the last thing you want is for the stones to fall out in the cleaner, then you go to QC it, and you gotta put a stone in. The way you check for loose stones is the table of the stone. So the table on a stone, like a diamond or anything else, is the flat part on the top of the stone. Hence why it's called a table. And what you do is you get the light to reflect off of that, but you got to get it to reflect as like a white light. So almost like in the morning when you look out on a lake and the light is reflecting off the lake that you can't even see the water. That's what you got to do for the stone. And then if you see that the light flicker, then that means the stone is loose. So what I'm doing is I'm going through and touching every single stone and seeing if it wiggles. If it wiggles, then I got to tighten it. Sorry, the camera's not picking up the end of my bench pin very well. I wonder if I can move it over here. Is that better? A little better? Though the camera hates my blue gloves. Camera hates the color blue. Ring size adjuster. There you go. Thanks, Spawn. Alright, now that is done. Let's put it in his bag, mark down the work we did, and then we'll go on to the next ring. Cheapest is $4. Yeah, but you get a lot of it. What's up, small town artist? Oh yeah, this is so this is 3 rings put together. Here, I'll put it on my finger. Maybe the camera will pick it up better. There we go. Look at that beast. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Alright, what's next? May need to be tipped. Let's see, what does the ticket say? Please tighten stone and replace missing stone. So here's this ring that we've got here. Oh, we should zoom in if we're going to replace a diamond. Woo! Let me try and fix this focus. How is it? There we go. Now you can actually see the diamond. Sorry, I gotta like change how much light, because I have a manual camera here. There we go. How much does a resize cost? $50 if it's gold. Gold is $50. Silver, I think, is $30. If we're sizing up. If we're sizing down, it's $30 for gold, $20 for silver. That's what I charge. Actually, I think I have those prices up on my website. Actually, toss my website up, Yar. Finicky but good. Yes, it is. Okay, let me see if I can adjust it out, because I'm going to be working out here to set the diamond. Nope. Nope, doesn't want to. Oh, actually, I bet you I can adjust. Nope, no I can't. Nope, I definitely can't. That's okay, I can set the diamond right here, I guess. We can just move this over. Is that what it's actually called? Is about? Oh my god. It should say repairs. I gotta fix that too. Sorry guys, I'm trying to adjust the amount of light that we're getting here so you can actually see what's going on. This camera is nice. I like this. Good call, Yar. Good call. Okay. So, are we actually replacing a diamond? Is this one broken? Or is it just loose? Oh my goodness. This thing needs prongs. Bad. But it's so dirty. Okay, so I gotta clean this before we do anything. I don't know if you can actually see the grime in there. Alright, so let me put this in the ultrasonic. So before you work on anything, you always want to clean it. If it's like really dirty. Smashed prong, stone and baggy. Okay. I know that the right size, but when your body goes up and down in weight, you can't just go and have it resized it, fixed it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thanks, Yar. Alright, so let's check this ring out. Oh yeah, that thing needs prongs too, but it's also incredibly dirty. So we're going to put this in the cleaner too. And then, how about we clean up our... let's clean up that rose gold one we worked on earlier. We put some big balls in a rose gold ring. Big balls in that ring. I love making that joke. Like, big church bell balls in that one. But what it is I call them bishop bumps. A lot of people call them sizing beads. But what it is it allows people with arthritis or a ring that's really top heavy to not have as many, to be able to actually fit over their knuckle and onto their finger. So that's what we did with this rose gold one right here. As you can see, we put some bumps in there. So now we just got to clean it up, because if we actually, this other camera might pick it up a little better. Let's see. Boop. If you take a look here, you can see it's kind of icky looking. So we're gonna clean that bit up. Yeah. This is where we're gonna be polishing. So I'm putting my glove back on because I don't like getting polish all over my hands. But before we polish it, we need to use our silicone wheel. I'm using a silicone wheel that's a knife edge, so it's real thin, so I can get in there. Especially with rose gold, because rose gold likes to oxidize a lot. So if I just went in there and started polishing, it would take a little bit, because the oxidation doesn't come off as easily with just a polisher. Sometimes you've got to take off a little bit of metal in order to make it look good. Also, what I can do with this is I can kind of round out those balls and make them look a lot nicer, more presentable. Uh-oh. I think. Well, that's weird. Hold on, I gotta steam this off. We gotta flow some solder. Alright, so if we take a look here, let's see if the camera will pick it up. Right here. Yep, right there. Do you see it? Can you see it? Actually, I can show you better on this one right here. Because I've got a loop and I can just hold it up to it. Okay, so if we take it this here, you see how there's no solder there. You see how the solder didn't flow up under that ball? Whereas over here, you see how it's nice and like rounded right there? So what we got to do is we got to heat that up. Otherwise that ball, number one, will get a lot of gunk up in there. And number two, it's just not secure. And that's not how we roll. Not how we roll. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go like this. So I'm gonna put some flux there. Well, I shouldn't need to add any more solder. We just gotta heat it up. The bishop bump is good for people who have gout as well. Yes. Anyone that have just swollen fingers in general, and also you don't need swollen fingers in order to use them. Like I said, I've had people who have tiny fingers put bishop bumps in because they have like a 3-carat ring. There we go. And that allows the ring not to spin What's up, Twitcher? How you doing? It's been a while. Out of everything to clean in life, I think ring gunk ranks among the most annoying without crossing over to biohazard territory. Yeah. I've had it fly on my head, in my mouth, all over my arms. It's not fun. Sandy has said that she has actually encountered rings that have literally had stuff like fungus growing in them. Okay, this one they just want us to replace a stone. Let's see if we can do that. Your engagement ring has bishop bumps because it would spin. Yep, exactly. There you go. So check out this ring. Ooh. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in. We're going to zoom it on in. Let's adjust that that focus, or is that good? I think that might be good right there. So you can see where the diamond's missing. So this is missing in a channel. So channels, the way that channels work is okay. So a channel ring has two pieces of metal that lay over either side of a diamond, right? And so how do you ever get stuff into those channels, right? So what you do, you got channels, right? And you have seats cut on either side so the diamonds sit in there. And the girdle, or the point where the top of the diamond and the bottom of the diamond meet, has to go in somewhere, right? So what you do is you cut a seat in one side and then in the other side. But on one side you cut it deeper so you can fit a diamond in there and then snap it in. And then it'll sit in there, and then you just got to pull a little bit of metal down over it. Prepping for the Ren Fair. Nice, dude. Yeah, I had a baby. I have a 3-month-old. Okay, we're going to pull out our Sparkle Box, guys. Sparkle Box is where I have all my random diamonds in here that I don't have in a spot for. I don't have a spot for them. Yeah, I had a baby 3 months ago. That's why I haven't been around. And also, I started my own business. Quit my job. Been pretty successful, actually. So that's why I started streaming. Alright, guys, I think we found the right size. Yeah, someone let Ryan reproduce. My wife did. My wife let me do it. Hey, it was her idea, okay? Okay, so here's our diamond. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that thing? There it is, right there. So now what we're going to do, again, we got to look to see what side's deeper. So we'll go like this, go like that. Oh, it went in the wrong way, so we're going to go like that. Okay, so now it's just sitting in there, okay? So now what I do is I take pliers, and I'm going to have to, well, first I got to make sure it's in that seat. Oh, I think that's a little big. I think that one's a little big. It looked the right size. Maybe we try this one. There we go, that looks better. So I don't even need to use pliers, I can just use my tweezers. Now it is loose in there, so we got to tighten that. So what I made, a lot of the times as a jeweler you make stuff, so I just made this, just a really sharp thing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there, and I'm just going to pull a little bit of metal from the side of the channel here, down over the diamond. And we're going to see if it moves. And then while we're in here, we might as well check all the other ones. So that one moves. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Is that showing? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it move. Let's see if I can get it on there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull down a little metal from the side here. That one's moving too, so we're going to pull a little metal down on the side. No longer moving. And then we'll check the big ones. I always save the big ones for last because they're so easy. That one's moving. Center stone's tight, that's a good sign. That one's moving. Sorry chat, I'll look real quick after I'm done. I just don't want to lose my spot. There we go, everything's tight. And we replaced a diamond, just like that. You'd laugh at you just having a drawer of random diamonds, except you can occasionally find 800-year-old coins under your stove. Oh, man. By the way, guys, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Like I said, I love talking about what I do. And I can answer any repair questions you may have. Where did this... There it is. Job ticket go. So I'm going to write down what I did. Boom. Let's put our sparkle box away. I call this the sparkle box because it's got all the sparklies in it. And it is also sparkly itself. All right, I'm gonna put my glove back on because again we're gonna finish up this rose gold ring that we put the bumps in. Let's see if this is a good. Yeah, Train Master, thank you again for your support earlier and your generosity. Really appreciate it. Have a good night, man. Look forward to seeing you next time. There we go. Alright, we closed the balls. Always wearing eyeglasses, so normal loops are not an option to use. You can use normal loops with glasses, 100%. They also have a thing that you can put on your glasses that I think is like a little monocle that you can just like put down or bring up. I think that's also an option. But no, you could totally use a loop. Or you can just lift your glasses off and use the loop too. Or you can actually like get one of these visors here. Because these visors are good with glasses because it just goes on like this and then it comes down like this. I don't know if you can see my eyeballs or not, but they should be pretty enormous. Yeah, you should be able to just put the loop in front of your glasses. So what I do is I keep my thumb like this. I hold a loop like this. So I got my fingers like so. And then I just let it rest on my index finger. And then I just hold my thumb up to my eye. Basically my knuckle is kind of like holding it. And then you just bring whatever it is into focus. You don't move the loop to it. You keep your loop at your eye. And then you move the jewelry into focus. That's how you use a loop. Otherwise, you've got the visor option, like I just showed you. This visor, you got that option. Or, like I said, there's also attachments I believe that you can get for glasses. I don't have contacts or glasses, so I've never had to use that. Okay, so now we're just gonna polish this up nice and shiny. Because we want, no one likes brassy balls. We gotta make them nice and shiny. There we go. Looks good. Very, very good. Look at that thing. Ooh! Yeah, man. Okay. Where's my job ticket for this one? Yeah. Whoa! Soup with the 2 months. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate the support. How are you? Welcome back, man. It's been a while. Alright, that one's done. Now, what do we have? Oh yeah, remember we got stuff in the cleaner. Let's go get the stuff in the cleaner. I know, it's been forever. So we have a couple rings we're going to be working on here. We're going to be retipping them. Let me make sure I can retip them. I can't... Okay, we're going to have to do minimal work. Alright, let me steam these off real quick, guys. Alright. Finally, now that school's done, yeah. Yeah, my brother just finished his second semester at college. He was very happy about that. Alright, so let's check it. Let's check out what we're doing again real quick. Okay, on this silver ring here, let's see, tighten any loose stones and replace, except for this. This is not a warranty piece, which means the guest didn't pay for this. But it does need a prong, so we're gonna do the minimal amount of prongs we need to keep this diamond in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and move you on back. First, we'll zoom you out. Ooh. Move you on back here. Where's my X? Right here. Maybe zoom you out a little bit more. How's that focus? Let's check it. There we go. You got an ultrasonic cleaner and you were wondering what chemicals would you recommend you use when cleaning coin rings. Actually, you know who's a great... I use what's called Ultra CR. That's the cleaner I use in my ultrasonic. But if Twitcher, toss a coin to your Twitchers here, they would know significantly better because they literally work with coins. and they make coin jewelry. But otherwise, Ultra CR works for that stuff too. Alright, I'm going to change the camera angle. Alright, we're going to retip. So what retipping is we are adding solder. We're adding solder onto an existing prong. So we're going to go ahead and do that. How's that? Oh yeah. Nice, so we're actually going to do this very end one here, and we're going to do the one next to it right there. Now it's silver, so that makes it a little more difficult. You had a coin ring come across your desk for cleaning. You didn't want to mess up the silver Morganite ring. No. Yeah, you should be able to just use like any, whatever you normally put in your ultrasonic should be fine. I've never had an issue, except for it tarnishes. I have it tarnished silver sometimes, but I think that's more just the silver itself having an issue than anything else. Okay, so here we go. So we gotta get some silver hard, and we're gonna cut off a couple small pieces here. Oh my gosh. I gotta cut this off. Morgan? What do you mean by Morgan? I guess I've never heard of that kind of... Is that like the kind of coin? Alright, so again, guys, we need to... Whoa! Alright, we're going to put some flux on here because that helps it flow. Now, silver's a little annoying because it requires the entire ring, or majority of the ring rather, to heat up before the solder will actually flow. And we don't want to fry these stones. There we go. And if I heat up the stones where the solder is too much, then they will explode. There we go. Now we got two prongs put right on the end. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not. Yeah, just like so. Just like so. A Morgan is a type of silver dollar. Oh! Yeah, if you want it like an ultrasonic cleaner, the Ultra CR or whatever, that doesn't take tarnish off of rings or anything like that. But like if you actually take it to a polishing machine, it will. Okay, so this one, the diamond actually fell out. And what we're gonna do here is we gotta put the diamond in, and then we gotta retip this gold ring. I don't know if you can see it. Let's try tipping on the big camera here, shall we? Let's try tipping on the big camera. Can we zoom in? Whoop, 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 whoop. Sorry guys, manual focus camera here. Oh, that's as focus as it gets there? There we go, okay. So we're missing a diamond right here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a diamond in there. The diamond's in the bag. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just set this in there. And then I'm just going to tip right on over it. So where's my yellow hard? Again, with prongs, we always use hard solder. Because if you ever need to do any more work to the ring, the solder will not melt. Easily, at least. Yeah, toss a coin to your Twitcher makes rings out of, or jewelry in general, out of coins. You guys should totally check them out. Boom! There you go. Go check them out. They do awesome, awesome pieces. And are incredibly knowledgeable, too. Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh. Just stop moving. Okay, my flame's a little hot. Alright, here we go. Oh, alright, it flowed down the side. Dang it. Alright, so we got the solder and the diamond out. I don't know if it'll let you coin. But you could totally message them if you want. Alright, Demon, thank you so much for hanging out. Yeah, have a good night, man. I'll see you next time. Alright, so we gotta get this diamond back in here. There we go. Alright, and now we're gonna have to use a little more solder. Because this thing's being a butt. Being a butt. Where's the diamond? You know, just flew out of there. So the reason why I'm not putting flux on there is because if I do, the flux likes to bubble and then the diamond will just fly out. It's really quite annoying. Okay, so we need this to flow down the side and then we're going to put... There we go, that's exactly what we wanted. Make sure we got a good bond. We did. Now we're going to put... There we go. Perfect. Woo! Now we got a nice prong put on there, which we will need to clean. Or rather, clean up. Same with this one. We got 2 prongs put on here. Let me see if I can, like... Can I... Oh, actually, no. Perfect. Perfect! You know, I'm glad I brought this other camera out here, because now I can really show you what's going on. So, if you take a look at this one, right there are our two prongs that we put on that end diamond there. Now, we obviously got to clean them up. But there they are. Yeah, it's a little hairy, okay? Just a little. Now let me show you the prong we put on this one. Again, we haven't cleaned it up yet, so it's going to look a little funky. But here, there you go. You can see the big blob of gold that's on there. That's what it looks like on the side. So now we just got to clean it up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to... I'm going to use a sandpaper disc. Have a good night, Suki. Thanks for hanging out, man. All I'm doing now is just literally just shaping the gold so it looks like it's always been there, basically. Now this prong is going to look a little beefier than the other ones, because if I don't make it look beefy, then it won't hold the stone, right? Because the stone fell out before for a reason. Alright, so there's that one, and the silver one. The silver one's going to be a bit easier to clean up here, because it flowed a lot nicer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to my polishing wheel real quick, because this is how I make prongs look nice and like rounded and nice and perfect. Is I just go over it lightly with the polishing wheel. So one sec. Alright. Hold on, piece of gold on the floor. Alright, we're good. Alright, so now I can show you what it looks like. So much nicer and like rounded those look now. I mean, granted, there's polish all over it, but they look way less blobby. Same thing with this one. Maybe just okay. So it's that end one right there. Looks way more uniform with all the other ones. So yeah, that's what I like to do with the prongs. I feel like it makes them all just really come together nicely. Oh, thanks, Yar. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. So I'm just writing down the work I did here. Alright, what's next? They are saying what are they saying here? Please tip 4 prongs on center cluster and straighten the shank. Alright. Oh, they must be talking about the end, or each corner of this thing. Okay, we can do that. So, first things first though, we gotta clean this. Gotta clean it up. I do not enjoy breathing in burning flesh. These ones we gotta size up. These I should be able to quickly clean. Okay, so one sec. Alright. So what size are we going to? We are sizing up to a size 7. And these are size 6.5. This one's already a 7, so we don't have to size that one. And solder together. Got it. Alright, so when we're sizing up, first thing we want to look for is if it's ever been sized before, which it 100% has. Because there's a... Actually, here, I'll show you. Let me show you. Whoop. So what we do is we look at the bottom of the shank. Normally people size it right in the middle. You see that little crack there? Here, let me take off my glove. Camera's blending you in with the gold. So when this was sized, this is called a thumb, and this right here is called a crack in the shank. You see that? And let's see, on the... No, that's basically it. But that's where the solder line is. That's where it was soldered before. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it there, because that is already like a weak point on the ring. And then what I do is I put it on the mandrel, I bring it down to where the size is, which we want to go up to a size 7. I'm going to flatten both sides, and because we're soldering this together, and I'm pretty sure I cut out, or I'm getting rid of whatever solder was on the ring already, we're going to fuse it. And when I say fuse, I mean we don't use solder, we just heat up the metal until it all fuses together. So, let's see if I've got some rose gold. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so what I do is I got the big long stock of gold, right? That's how much I need to put into the shank. So I just put it in there like that. And then I take the side cutters and I just put it on the side of the shank like this. Then I cut. And then we have minimal waste, because that's how much gold we're going to use right there. And then the rest of the gold, we just put away for next time. So now what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to fuse it. Rose gold requires a little bit of a higher temperature, and it likes to oxidize. And when the metal oxidizes, it does not like to work nicely with you. So we dipped it in our boric acid and alcohol. We're going to light it on fire. So we're going to use a little bit of a hotter flame. And again, we're going to heat up right on the joint where it meets. So also I have the inside of the ring all flush. Good. I'm glad, Twitcher. Good. So I make sure that the inside is flush on the ring. Let me see if I can turn it so you can see it a little better. And now, when the gold turns bright red, that's when it's about to melt, okay? So we got to make sure, right on the joint. Oh, we got to go a little hotter. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the inside too. Just because this one's acting funny. Yeah, man, this rose gold's acting funny. I might have to use solder. There we go. That worked. Rose gold's kind of a pain in the butt to work with, 100%. Also, the original plan was to work on a LARP character while casually listening to a stream. That's gone out the window. Well, I'm glad I could be so distracting. Thank you. What's up, Death Becomes Her Life? How you doing, Death Becomes? What's up, Robocon87? Thanks for joining, guys, both of you. Welcome to the rough crowd. How are you doing tonight, Death? And how are you doing, Robo? Alright, we're going to let that cool off. We're going to let that cool off. Meanwhile, we have another ring in the cleaner. So let's go grab that. Let's go grab that ring. Whoa! Then I got to steam that bad boy off. Because we got to tip it. Right? And when we tip it, that means we're adding solder to the prongs. And I don't want to smell people when I go to retip. Right? Right. That's an adorable emote. I love that. Oh. You've been trying to study for your GIA test, but keep watching. It's just so easy for me to explain stuff with this. So, like, this compared to my gem cutting, which, by the way, guys, I also cut gemstones. So if you've never seen gemstones faceted, make sure you tune in on Fridays, because that's when I go and facet gemstones. Yeah. Okay, so here's the ring that we're going to be doing. But yeah, it's just so easy because I'm doing so much more. Whereas with faceting, I'm literally just like for hours just going like this. And I don't know what to say. What's up, Bad Direction? Give me all your gasoline. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Hope all is well. Alright, so what we got to do is we got to retip these prongs. So these four corners here, 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 and here. We are going to... Have a good one, Sammy. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out, man. We're going to add solder to those. Alright? So, yeah, let's do it. Is this focused? Man, it's so hard for me to tell if it's actually focused. I kind of want to, like, turn down... Oh, actually, guys, I want to test something. I want to test a little something. I can't go any closer, otherwise it loses focus. Okay, I want to try, like, turning this down. If I turn that down and I get in here with fire, what's it like? Can you actually see what's going on? No, I don't think so. I don't think you can really see it. Have a good one, Mod. Thanks for joining. Just woke up 30 minutes ago. It's 4:30 a.m. Oh my gosh, I'm doing well. Yeah, invisible sets are a little scary, but if you look at them with the loop and you get it in there, and you can literally, if you ever have one fall out, because there's metal, there's metal in between all the rows, then it's like don't break the ice. Then what you can do is you just take a tiny little bit of metal, or solder rather, like the tiniest little bit, and then you can just flow it right in between, and it'll hold them in there. You're not seeing what I'm wanting you to see? Yeah, I don't think so either. Let's go like this view. Yeah, should we go this view? Woo! Okay, so we're gonna do these four corners. Alright, so I gotta get some white hard solder, which is this one. So when you're retipping, you always want to use hard solder, because if you ever do any other work on a ring, you don't want your solder flowing everywhere. And the hard solder has a higher melting point. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to dip it in the boric acid alcohol. I'm going to light it on fire. I accidentally put it upside down. Let's just go ahead and flip that back up. And then we're going to put some flux on the four corners. My torch is a little hot. We're going to go a little cooler. There we go. So all this is doing is we just have this little tiny ball of solder, and we're just going to put it right here. Well, first let's get all that flux going. Just going to put it right there, and then we're just going to kind of flow it. There we go. You see how that flowed nicely? At least I hope you did. I'll show you before I clean them up what it looks like. What was the whole ball of green flame for besides looking cool, obviously? So what that is boric acid and alcohol, and what that does is it coats the ring so that it doesn't oxidize as I put heat to it. Alright, so let me show you the difference between a tipped prong and a non-tipped prong. Now keep in mind these aren't cleaned up yet, so they're going to look a little funky. Okay, so these are the tipped prongs. See how there we go. See how much like more built up they are? And these are the non-tipped prongs. You see how flat those are on top of the stones? So we're just adding gold to the tops of those. Now when you add it, you don't want it to flow over the diamonds too much, like stick over the edge onto the actual diamonds. I mean, you can file it off and make it look good, but you want to make sure that it flows down the back side like that. You see how that's nice and like flowed and attached? So then when you go to blend it in, it looks, it all looks like one piece. So we're going to do that to the other two now. We're going to put some flux on there again. Boop, boop. The flux helps the solder actually flow. It kind of cleans the joint, keeps the joint clean as we're working too. Now this one is trying to stick over the edge of onto the diamond, so I got to heat down here. So I'm heating down on like kind of the side of the prong, because solder likes to go where there's heat. So if it's not flowing where you want it to go, that just means that your heat's not in the right spot. And now what I'm doing is I'm using my solder pick as a heat sink. So I have it on the back of the prong, otherwise the solder will just flow right down the prong. So what I do is I put the pick on the back of the prong, and I heat on the opposite side. So then all the heat is just kind of staying up top, because with that pick on the back there, it's sucking up all the heat that's flowing down that prong, and then it won't let the solder just go whoop right down the prong, because the pick's in the way, and it's not nearly as hot as the solder sitting on top of the prong, if that makes sense. I use Battern's Self-Pickling Flux. Battern's Self-Pickling Flux. And there we have 4 nice prongs. Now we'll clean them up. But first we're going to let that cool down, and I'm going to go grab, actually no, we got this guy, our size up. Our rose gold ring that we sized up. So, I'm going to put on the mandrel here. Sorry, I don't have a camera for my mandrel. We're going up to a 7, so I'm going to go ahead and just tap that on up. Make sure the ring's nice and round. It is. There's that. We'll clean that up in a little bit when we clean everything else up. Then I can put it on camera. Let me go steam this up. Oh wait, I already did. What am I doing? Where's that ring? Hold on. Am I missing something here? Oh! Those rings go together. What am I... Oh my goodness. Okay, Ryan. It's getting late. Tip. Straighten shank. Okay. Alright, that's... I guess that's what we're doing. So, now we're going to switch to this camera. And we'll bring you on out here. Whoop. There we go. So, oh, I guess I didn't show you the prongs when they were done, did I? Well, I guess I did. So, I'm going to clean up the prongs. What I like to do when it comes to prongs and cleaning them up is I have a file right here. It's a triangle file, and it's really old. So, it's not super aggressive. And I mainly use this for filing prongs. So what I do is I go on the diamond and I just kind of come around like this. Very lightly, and what that does, I'll show you. What that does, let me make sure like it actually is clean enough for you to see. Okay. So a lot of the times people will catch their hair on prongs, or prongs will lift up. And so what this allows, and let me show you, let me make sure I'm showing you the right prong. Oh my god, I lost it. Okay, there it is. Okay, so what this allows is it's that corner prong furthest away from you right there. It kind of puts a like a flashing down on top of the diamond. So I'm going to do that to the rest of them. And like I said, what that does, by putting like a flashing down on it, which when I say that, I mean like the metal kind of like forms like a little bit of like a shingle on top of the diamond. And so nothing can get under it, under that prong, to pull the prong back, to get caught in your hair, or anything like that. And so it makes it really nice. And then you don't have to worry, no one has to worry about actually getting caught, and you don't have to worry about people getting caught on your prongs. I don't use cup burrs. A lot of people use cup burrs. I don't like them personally, because like I said, I think that the polishing wheel really makes them look nice. So in order to make sure that all these are even, we're just going to take our file and lightly go over the top until they all file evenly. And that's going to ensure that all of our prongs are a nice even height, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and just kind of come around. We're going to round them all out on the outside there, blend in the metal. And then, like I said, I like to take it to the polishing machine. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll show you kind of the difference here. It does an awesome job, and it saves you time from having to go and cup burr everything, and then having to go and like polish it up, and instead you just do it all at once. So here's what it looks like right now. You can see the, hold on. There we go. You can see the tops of those are flat. That's okay, because they're going to get rounded out with the polishing machine, right? So let me go do that real quick. Just like that. Let me steam it off so you can see. Just a quick little steamer. All right, check it. How nice and rounded those are. See how nice those look now? They're all nice and even. There's some pits. I'm gonna have to burnish those out. But yeah, that's what I use. What polishing compound do I use? I use Oras. O-R-A-S. It's orange. It looks like this. Oras. Just an orange stick. What's up, Chicory? Thanks for joining, man. How are you doing? So we're gonna go ahead and burnish those a little bit. I have a tungsten carbide burnishing thing. All burnishing does is it just kind of moves the metal back into like any pits or anything. So when you saw it on camera there, you saw a bunch of little like like pock marks, basically, right? So what we're, oh my god, my thumb just broke off. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of, we're just gonna go over the prong a little bit. And what causes that is just the solder kind of boiling. So basically I just heated it up a little too much, which probably happened when I was trying to move the solder. And then we'll take this back to the polishing wheel, but I'll just do that in polishing next time. Getting over a cold, oh no! Bad direction, what does that mean? What's a faucet brand? My coworker's getting over a cold too, actually. Oh yeah. And then, are we soldering these together? Nope, just refurbishing. It says straighten shank, but is that okay? Well, let's see what we can do. Oh my god, that just cracked the shank. Okay. All right, let's fix that. Yeah, we're just gonna cut that and resolder it. Like bathroom or kitchen faucet. Oh, I got you. What's up, Mesa? Thanks for joining. You thought it was allergies at first? Well, I hope you get over it quickly. Oh man, guys, we're coming to the end of the show here soon. Alright, let's go ahead and move this. Woo! There we go. Yeah, how you doing, man? Okay, so it broke, obviously, so we're gonna go ahead and just bring those. So what I like to use is, I call them ring rounders. They look like this. And what I do is I put them on here, and it literally just like bends the ring. So I'm just bringing those ends closer to each other. But you gotta be careful not to put it on stones, because it will break stones. I'm trying not to put it on a stone here. So there's lots of solder on this thing already. Like, I can see it. It's not even cleaned up. The last jeweler did not do a very good job of cleaning this up. Whoever that was. So we're gonna go ahead and fix this. And then we'll clean up everything that we've already worked on, and then we'll call it a night. How's that sound, guys? So I give it, oh, maybe 15 minutes, and then we'll be done. Alright, we're going to put some flux here. First, let's see if we can even flow that old solder. Oh yeah, it flowed, but not very well. So we'll put some of our own solder on there. Make sure it flowed all the way through. There we go. Alright, we'll let that cool down. And then we'll clean up these rose gold rings. Ooh. There we go. That looks good, right? Yeah. Throw it on the ground. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. Drop the ring. Had to Google faucet. Google had this to say about the word. All the alternative forms. Oh, the jeweler's prayer session. Dude, I dropped a 1 carat diamond. It took me a full day before I found it. Oh, I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind. So now we just got to file this down so it's nice and even. You want to make sure that the shank's nice and straight when you file. Also, because we're soldering another ring to this, by having this be even, they will fit together nicely. Was it under the stove? Well, basically. I mean, it was under the propane tank. So we file all the sides. And then we got to file the outside here. Make sure it's nice and round. Yep, this is just a piece of wood. It's called a bench pin. So every jeweler has a bench pin, and what it does is it provides stability for them as they work. So you got something to push on, you got something to steady, like you see me put my fingers on here to steady my hand as I go. And every jeweler's bench pin looks different. Like here's my apprentice's bench pin. Right here, like, completely different than mine. That's my apprentice's. I've seen some other people's that are just like just a little nub here. So it's different for every single person. It's really interesting, actually, to see different people's bench pins, for sure. So now we're going to solder. We got to solder this together. So we're going to take this ring, put it here. Actually, we got to count. We got to count them. Last tool question. Oh, you can ask me whatever you want, man. What burnishing tool is this? I think it's called a drum burnisher. Here's what it looks like. They were on back order on Stuller. They're kind of expensive. I think it's like, oh god, like $100 bucks, $150 but it's made of tungsten and they last a very, very, very long time. Your other option is I made my own burnisher too, one of these. You can do that too. I just take an old broken burr and I heat it up until it's yellow, and then I cut off until I'm down to like the shaft, and then you bend it a little bit. And then you just kind of put like a little tip on it, a slight tip. And then I kind of round it out or smooth it out with a, what do you call it? Like a silicone wheel. But yeah, I think it's just called a drum burnisher. Alright, so I got to count the diamonds here, make sure that we line this up center. $19, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. You wonder how much gold that's embedded in it? Embedded in what? Oh, the wood? A lot. There's a lot of gold embedded in there. Trust me, there's some diamonds stuck in there too. There's like, I think 5 stones stuck in this crack. There's like 5 diamonds just chilling that I haven't been able to get out of there for years. Okay, now to solder these together, how do we keep them together? Well, we use these fancy tools here. So now I'm gonna move you back over here. There we go. So we go ahead and do this. Let's focus ya. Yeah, how's that sound? There we go. Alright, so we do that. Now we're just going to line up that red mark. And we also got to make sure that we line up the inside of the shanks. If the inside of the ring is not lined up, then we're in trouble. And we got to redo this. Because that's what dictates the size of the rings when they are soldered together. There we go. How's that look? Nice and... Where am I? Nice and straight? Yeah? Yeah. Nice and centered. Inside's nice and flush. We're going to go ahead and whoop, start this on fire. Fire. You got to be very careful when setting it down. Because if it bumps or anything, then it's a pain in the butt. Because then it... Oh, God. It could become uneven or anything like that. And I just put it on top of my solder pick. There we go. Okay. I wonder if that crack will be filled in one day in the future. Maybe. You don't know why, but you really want to see you facet a fist-sized granite stone? Why granite? Man, I wish I could, there we go. There we go. Look at that. That's a good view, right? Alright, so we're going to use easy solder. We use easy solder to solder these together. Because if we ever got to take it apart, we don't want to have to struggle and almost melt the ring. So we'll put some flux in there. Woo. Let people have their dreams, Ryan. Alright, here we go. So what we got to do, because we want this to flow in the middle, we got to heat up this side first, right here, because this is a bigger ring and it takes more heat in order for it to heat up before the smaller ring on this side heats up. Oh, don't move. Don't move. Once it attaches to that, it should flow pretty easily in there. Now we gotta be careful because I think there's some solder in this ring, and if we heat up that solder, then the ring could literally pop. And then we gotta take them apart, and we gotta resize them, and it's just no fun. We want to avoid that. There we go. Soldered together. Just like so. You don't know why, but you do like the color pattern of some granite stones. I mean, rocks in general are really pretty, I think. Alright. Now we're moving on to our final cleanups here, guys. So I'm going to just bring it back out here. Boop. Let's just adjust. Whoa. Come on, give me some focus. Give me some focus. I don't know, is that focused enough? No. Alright, let me see. Sorry guys, manual. I'm still getting used to this manual focus thing. Alright, let's make sure that this is nice and round, which it is not. Just gotta round this beast out. Alright. And now, we're just gonna clean up this solder. Now we got to avoid the markings on the sides there, the filigree. So what I do is I put my fingers on there. So then when I go like this, when I go side to side to file, I hit my fingers and I don't hit the filigree. Just as an extra precaution. Now again, there's filigree on the bottom here too, so we got to be aware of that. And now we're just going to rubber wheel it because it makes it easier to polish. And we are going to polish the inside here at our bench. So nice and shiny. And we'll put these in their job ticket. I'm going to put on here ×4, break and shank. Real shiny. Have you had one customer ask for a Lord of the Rings ring? Yes, I have. Or the question should be, how many have asked you? I've had maybe a handful. Not a lot of people do it. At least I haven't experienced a lot of people. I've had maybe 5 in the last like 10 years ask for the one ring or the engraving inside of it, rather. All right, we wanted this to be a size 7. We're on a good old size 7 right there. Good size. Good size 7. So now we just got to clean up this where the solder is in the groove there, and clean up the rest of the ring, and then we're done. So we'll just saw this a little bit. And again, my super dull file, I like to just run it in there, just because it accentuates it and takes out some of that extra solder that may have gotten up on the sides. And then we'll use our sandpaper disc and just kind of come up over, clean all this up. Whoa! Chicory with the 29 months! Thank you so much, Chicory, for the support. I really appreciate that, dude. So your Nightbot says you can cut just about anything but diamonds into any faceting. What's the deal with diamonds? Diamonds require a different kind of equipment, and also well, that I don't have, so therefore I can't cut it. But also, I just don't really have an inkling to cut it because one diamond can take over a month to facet, and I just don't want to spend that kind of time doing it when a gemstone can take up to 12 hours to cut one stone. That's plenty of time for me to spend to spend going like this. So yeah, that's the main reason. I don't have the equipment. So somewhere there's a hobbit running around with one. Yes, there is. How you doing tonight, Bad Monkey? Thanks for joining. Alright, and then what I like to do, guys, also, is I like to go over this with a rubber wheel. Because, again, it gets out those deep scratches and allows me to, when I go to polish, it'll just be way easier. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Sebastian's starting to sleep decent through the night. He wakes up like 1 or 2 times throughout the night. Normally, it's like he wakes up between like 1:30 and 3, and then he wakes up again at like between 4:30 and 6. So, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. Alright, so because we did size this ring, we gotta just double check those diamonds. Make sure they're all tight. Alright, all diamonds are tight. Soon it'll be 6 on the dot until way older. Hey, as long as he sleeps from like midnight to 6, I'm happy. Alright, is that all of our jobs? That's all of our jobs for tonight. Faux show. Faux show. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I want to thank you all for hanging out and watching. Really, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed yourself tonight, consider pressing that follow button. I'll be back on Friday, so I don't have a set schedule yet until Sandy kind of gets a set schedule for the week. And then I'll add another day to the stream. But other than that, guys, I had a lot of fun tonight. I like this new camera setup. I hope you do too. And yeah, what else to say? What else to say? I'll be back on Friday, and I'll be faceting. I think we're gonna be faceting a sapphire on Friday, and yeah. So if you've never seen gem cutting, join us on Friday too. All right. All right, guys. Should we find someone to raid before we call it a night? Let me check here. Yeah, let's check. Whoa, that is the wrong camera. Hold on. Let me, okay, we'll just keep it here. This is easier. Okay, let's find someone to raid. Raid channel. Who's streaming right now that I know? Let's go to... I'm gonna drop you off at Insomniac Rap. This guy is amazing. I haven't seen him in forever. He just takes like random stuff and just raps. He's got really good vibes, and he's quite talented person. So We're going to go check him out. I want to thank you all again so much for the support. And I'll see you on Friday evening, 7 p.m. Central. And yeah, check out my website also if you guys are interested in my work or have any questions for yourselves as far as repair goes or getting the commission or anything like that. So other than that, be peaceful to one another. Try to use less plastic. Save the earth. All right, guys. I'll see you Friday night, 7 p.m. Okay, boy.